ended up giving it a 3.5. Now, some people have heard the 3.5 and they've said, wow, Focus is glowing about the Hunger Games. And that's not quite what a 3.5 means. It just means, here's what it means. There was no sex. There were no harsh profanities. There were a couple mild profanities. And that the violence, which was in the film, was actually throttled significantly back. I've said it this way before. Having seen all Lost episodes, all 6 seasons, the average Lost episode that I watched had more violence and more explicit violence than this film did. But here's the big part for me. If it had even a hint that this film was about glorifying violence, if this was setting up a copycat so that some teen was going to watch it, or preteen, and then go do a Columbine, Paducah, Jonesboro type school shooting, or kill a friend because it made killing look so cool, I would be condemning this film on every single level. Right. But the overall message of the film and the overall message of the book is that this practice is barbaric, it's hideous, it's awful. Those that are in the Hunger Games hate it. The only people that like it are the elite in this futuristic society who get to watch this televised death match. So again, the message was there. This is wrong. This is awful. So overall, I thought it warranted a 3.5. Now, your first question really had to do more, though, with age. And I'm glad you asked it that way, because even though I give it a 3.5, it still probably, for me, is that teen. And in some cases, you know your kid's best, it may be more like 16 or 17. In some cases, it could be 13. But in many cases, it's going to be an older teen. But I definitely am not recommending this for the preteen crowd at all, because I don't think the ability to rightly discern and handle and chew on this is there. Now, when they get a little older, yeah, parents can maybe by then rent it and watch it with their kids, possibly. But it's definitely not a film for the preteen crowd.
Well, and here's the thing about Hunger Games I think that intrigues me, from what I know of it, because I haven't seen it and I haven't read the books. I'm getting everything I know of it, other than from your review, from some of the teenagers who work here at the station as office assistants and things like that. It feels to me like it's a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
And it's an intriguing cautionary tale because it seems to almost, there's that saying, if you fail to learn from history, you're destined to repeat it. And it almost looks as if, and especially from your description, it's almost like a futuristic version of the Roman Colosseums. The idea of there being this elite that absolutely adores and almost worships the sport of people harming and killing other people in this really major classism thing. It's just really interesting for me to hear, because it feels like there's a lot of that talk in our country right now, that there's more and more classism happening, that the classes are separating further and further, and I'm intrigued, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Suzanne Collins, who penned the book, I don't know that she was inspired by Christians facing their death in Roman Colosseums for blood sport. But I've said that too, what you've just said. It seems to me that there was some of that was influencing her, that she was saying, without ever saying it that way, but she knowing it's happened in history, knowing that the parallels would be made afterwards, but certainly the reality TV phenomenon, I know she was thinking about that people will sit on their television and go, I hate this, but I'm watching it. I'm not going to change channels. This is awful. And of course, we're not watching people kill people. But I think she's saying that in a future, could it be possible? And I think the answer is hopefully not, because maybe this film made a difference on that. Right. But because we've seen it in the past, it is potentially there. Yeah.